Hi everybody, welcome to PurnaYoga828.com. I'm Letitia and this is Hannah, and we're going to work on some very basic poses that you can do to maintain the flexibility and openness of all of the muscles around the shoulder girdle. Basically, I'm going to give you 4 different things that you could do on a daily basis to keep the chest open, to both strengthen and open the rhomboids and mid-trap muscles, to lengthen upper trapezius. We're also going to do some rotator cuff strengthening. We're going to start off with what we call shoulder circles. So start standing in Tadasana with your feet together as much as possible. If there's any active low back pain right now, you can have a little bit of space between your feet. And then press the weight down through your toes, through your heels, contract the quadriceps, lift the bottom of the belly, and make your arms strong and active. And then lift the shoulder blades up and roll them forward and slightly together, and then bring them down and then back and towards each other. And keep going with these forward shoulder circles. And as you're doing this work, notice if the elbows want to bend. Resist any bend in the elbows. Keep the arms straight and strong so that you're also lengthening your bicep. And there's essentially 4 points in the circle that you are trying to hit. Lifting your shoulder blades as much as you can, bringing them forward as much as you can, taking them down as much as you can, and bringing them together as much as you can. So notice if you're able to hit those 4 beats, and also if you can do that evenly with both shoulders. And then pause. And then change directions. So now it's up, back and together, down and forward. You might notice that you prefer one of these directions more than the other. That's okay. But we're always working towards balance and symmetry in the body. For many people, taking the shoulder blades together and down is more challenging than lifting them up or wrapping them forward, because up and forward can be sort of a habitual way that we hold the shoulders. So make sure that you're going down and back. Take one more big fluid expansive circle and then pause. All right, first of our desert island poses is Garudasana, eagle pose arms. So take the arms up into saguaro cactus position and check that your elbows are at shoulder height on both sides. Now draw the shoulder blades down and away from each other. Keep them moving down and away from each other as you bring the elbows towards each other, taking the left arm on top, right arm underneath. And then wrap the forearms and wrap the hands. All right, so let's start with a couple of variations. If you are not able to easily wrap the hands, you can undo the hands and simply press the forearms and the elbows together, pressing the hands, the forearms, the elbows together as much as you can to spread the shoulder blades. If this feels like it's creating tension or any pain in the shoulder joint, then you can give yourself a big hug, left arm on top. And again, focus on spreading the shoulder blades. So, whichever version feels the best in not creating any pain in your shoulder joint, be in that version with the left arm on top. And then contract all of the muscles around your shoulder joint. Your deltoids, your rotator cuff muscles, do that on both sides. And then bring your mind into this space by your ribs, right by the outer edge of your shoulder blade, and contract there to activate serratus anterior to spread your shoulder blades. Take one more breath. And then exhaling, release the hands and bring the arms back out to saguaro cactus. Press down through your heels again, engage your quadriceps, lift the bottom of your belly, draw your shoulder blades down and apart. And then exhaling, keep those shoulder blades moving apart as you bring your right arm on top, left arm under, Wrap the hands. If you were doing one of the variations, now it's a big hug with the right arm on top, or press the forearms and elbows and hands into each other again on this side. Hug the arm bones towards each other, and then spread your shoulder blades. Can you turn around in this pose? So the work we're doing here is to create openness in this part of the body. So contract these muscles on your side ribs, on the outer edge of your shoulder blades to spread the rhomboids and mid traps, and even a little bit of upper trapezius here. Take one more long, slow, deep, wide breath. And then exhaling, release the arms. So, Garudasana. I like doing Garudasana first because the next pose, Gomukhasana, creates openness in the chest. And since it's usually a habit that the shoulders are doing this, we start with the pose that moves the shoulders in that direction, and we end with the pose that creates more openness across the chest. All right, I'll show you a couple of different variations on Gomukhasana as well. I often say to my students, the point of this pose is to move the shoulder blades. So the hands could touch behind the back body, but if you cannot create change and movement in your shoulder blades when you're holding the fingers, then I want you to back off a little bit so you can bring more mobility into the shoulder blades, because that's the point of the pose. So first I'm going to show you how you can use a strap to help you with that. So we're going to start with the left arm going up, and it's that arm that uses the strap. So we drape the strap over the wrist, and then we hold between the thumb and the index finger. Those of you that have dogs, like this is how I hold my dog's leash, right? All right, now this shoulder blade, the primary action of this shoulder blade is going to be up and away from the spine. So the left arm goes around to already sort of grease the wheels in that direction. Then stretch out through your right arm, internally rotate the right arm, and bring the arm back and either hold the strap or walk all the way up the strap and hold your fingers. All right, so I'm letting you see Hannah's shoulder blades while you put your mind back into yours. So let's start with the up arm. So lift that up arm shoulder blade all the way up into the elbow. We want to keep the humerus bone and the scapula, the arm bone and the shoulder blade together. So it's the lift of the shoulder blade that creates the lift of the arm. And then move that up arm shoulder blade away from your spine. You're just using serratus anterior again, contracting by the sides of your ribs to move that shoulder blade away. Then pay attention to the down arm shoulder blade. Move that shoulder blade towards the spine. Now you're using the rhomboids and the mid-trap muscles. And then draw it down towards your waist. So now you're using lower trapezius. And then lastly, move it in towards the front of your body. And then turn back around. And what we're looking for is to create that opening in the pec of the down arm. So another way to approach this is to lengthen from the right side of your sternum all the way out through the right collarbone to the head of the right humerus. Keep both side waists equally long. The left will want to be a little longer. Take one more breath here. And then exhaling, release the bottom arm, release the top arm, and then change sides. We are always working for balance between sides. So if you use the strap on one side, use it on the other side. So since I had her use it for demo, she's using it on the other side as well, whether she can touch her fingers or not. And then bring yourself back into the movement of the shoulder blades. One of the things I love so much about this pose is it puts the shoulder blades through almost all of the range of motion in just one pose. So now lift your right shoulder blade up and wrap it around towards the front of the body. This will make the tricep face more towards the front of your body, but that action is happening from the shoulder blade, not the arm bone. And then move the down arm shoulder blade towards your spine, down towards your waist, and forward towards the front of your body. Another way to approach this is lengthen the left side of your sternum out through your collarbone to the head of the left humerus. Keep both sides equally long. Deepen your breath. And then exhaling and release. Now, as you continue to practice Gomukhasana, the arms of Gomukhasana, you will begin to notice that there is difference between the left and the right side. And you then have to do some exploring and some experimentation. Is it more challenging for me to take my fingers together on this side because of the top arm or the bottom arm? And putting your mind in your shoulder blades allows you to really find out, like, what's the issue there? And you can always do this pose bit by bit, right? Just work on the top arm. Just work on the bottom arm. Break it down. There's so much going on. Might as well do bits of it to improve. All right, I'll take your strap. All right, last one. We're going to end with even more opening across the front of your chest. So Hannah, will you face that direction? And then interlace your hands back behind. So the thumbs are back against her body and they are pointing down towards the earth. She's going to keep her thumbs moving down and back to flip her palms backwards and create openness across the collarbones. When you do this, you want to feel that the arm bones are externally rotating and that you're creating this openness here. Now, for many people, this is challenging, and so they go this direction. But do you see how that actually shuts down the space that we're trying to create here? So if you are someone that you are working on the thumb flip and it is challenging for you to actually get your hands to flip, you can simply hold on to a strap and then roll the shoulder blades and the arm bones towards each other as you lift the armpit chest up, pulling on the strap to create this opening in the chest. Press down through your heels, lift the pit of the abdomen, lift up through your armpit chest as you hug the shoulder blades and the arm bones towards each other. And then exhaling, release. Okay, so 3 things down, 1 to go. Go ahead and stand. So this last one is a way that you can strengthen the rotator cuff muscles, all of those 4 tiny muscles that help hold the arm bone and the shoulder blade together without even using weights. You're just using your body as resistance. So we'll do one arm at a time. We'll start with your right arm. So everyone extend your right arm out so that your hand is at shoulder height. And then make a fist with your hand. And let this fist create a little bit of tension and resistance to help you engage the bicep, the tricep, and then even the rotator cuff muscles. And then I like to do this actually watching my hand so I can see what's happening. But as if you are sort of moving your arm through molasses, right? Through slowly hardening cement. Begin to make a spiral with your hand going either forwards or backwards. We're going to do both, so whichever one you choose. Keep that fist, keep that activation, resist yourself, and then begin to make the spiral a little bigger. Because that's what spirals do, right? They go out, they get bigger. Notice that you are going up as much as you are going down, that you are going back as much as you are going forward, and then when you get to about right here, about a 12 to 14 inch piece of pie, then start to go smaller again. Same direction, same direction, same direction. So one direction, go from small to big and back to small, keeping that fist, keeping that activation in your arms. Yeah. Move through molasses. There we've said pizza pie and molasses. We got 2 food comments brought in. And then when you get back to the start, then it's the same work, but going backwards. Ideally, you would go as slow as you could go with this work. Keep that resistance in your arm. Soft fist in your hand. And you are building strength in your rotator cuff muscles right now. Supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, and subscapularis. Once you've gotten as big as you can go, making as many faces as you need to, right? Go small again, going the same direction.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was really confusing for my mind.
Yeah. It's actually really great when you are doing something that is confusing for your mind, because that means you are resetting neural patterns around movement. So with so much of the shoulders, we are falling back on habitual patterns and habitual movement. So when you're doing something that's actually a little like rub your tummy, pat your head for your mind, then you know that you're creating that neuroplasticity and you are building up new pathways, new habits that hopefully are more effective. And then change arms. Woo!
That's good.
So same thing. Start with a spiral. Remember, you want to go evenly in all directions. So if you notice, it's really easy for you to go down, but you are going down way more than you're going up. You have to back off on the easier part. So go from small to big to small, all in one direction. And then once you're back to your starting position, hand in line with the shoulder, then go back the opposite direction, small to big to small again. Each of these 4 things are things that you could do on their own. But if you just do Garudasana, right, this one, then perhaps just do a little chest opening afterwards. Each of these poses, let yourself be in a state of exploration and discovery of your body. How does your body need support from you for these poses? All of us can use more rotator cuff strengthening because gravity is constantly pulling against these muscles. Right? This is a very shallow ball and socket joint. It is like a golf ball on a tee. So the more strength you have in your rotator cuff muscles, the easier it is to keep the arm in joint and to keep this joint safe and secure. And then once you come back to the beginning again. Just stand and feel your body. All right, thank you so much. 4 things for your shoulders. We'll see you in one of our live classes and enjoy more of our recordings. Namaste.